Flex Reads. So in today's video, we are going to be doing my July wrap up. And you guys know in my wrap up, I like to talk about movies, books, and music entire month. And July was a really good month for me. I watched things and listened to things and read things that were new for me. So for books, I read 13 books this month. I think this is the most I've ever read in a whole month, like throughout my whole reading journey. Last weekend I was on, which we'll talk about more, but I was on a Kennedy Ryan kick where, girl, the whole weekend I read all of her books. And y'all know, if y'all read her books, it's very heavy, okay? And the series that I read was really heavy, which we're going to talk about. But yeah, let's start off with the books. So first, oh my gosh, this is going to be like in my top books for this year. It's definitely going to be this book, Tumbling by Diane McKinney Westone. This was a part of my, TBR this year. She has been on a TBR of mine for the past, I want to say 3 years. And I just got another book of hers, Lazzarato. Finally got it from a used bookstore. And that's probably going to be, if I'm going to try to hold out, okay? I'm going to try to hold out of reading that this year. Once if I get, through my TBR list before December, God willing, I will read it, then, or I'll just save it for my TBR list for, next year, because she just has to be on my list. I love this author so much. And I did a video of me reading some of my TBR books, which I only read 2 of them, but I did a video of me reading my TBR books for a week, and this is on there. And y'all, this is a book I've never read before. Also, I've read 1, 2, 3, now 4 of her books, and every book that I have read is totally different. It is not the same book. It's not the same characters in a different setting. She does not write like that. If you guys want a good book that has character development, a good storyline, dialogue off the chain, you need to pick up Diane McKinney Westone. Now, this was her debut novel, and it does not read like a debut novel. You are dealing with, just a quick synopsis, you are dealing with a community that's in Philadelphia, and you have a young woman and a young man. They have been married for some time, but they can't consummate their marriage because something horrible happened to the woman. And her husband, he a little, he kind of get around a little bit. But one day, a baby just shows up on their doorstep. And a couple years later, another baby shows up on their doorstep. The community and the family, they raise the daughters. They embrace them. But there's some secrets and some lies. And you see it in this book. Oh, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I would urge you guys to read this book. I loved every minute of it. So yeah. Next is J. California Cooper, Some Love, Some Pain, Some Time. You guys know this is my author project for this year, where I'm reading all of her, fictional catalog. And every month I include a J. California Cooper book, because I want to get through her catalog. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 7 more books of hers, and she's just fantastic. She writes like she's from the South, but she's not. But her stories always have like a lesson, but they're also clever, and it's like a revenge with a moral to the story. It was fantastic. Next is Carolina Built by Anna Alexander. This was our Unsung Black Book Club pick for the month of July. And this is a historical fiction. It was based on a real-life woman, Josephine Leary. She was a woman post-Civil War where she owned property. Never heard of a Black woman being able to sign and hold deeds. They still have, I know, one of her buildings, and like on top it has her initials. Like, this is her, and then this is one of the buildings. Again, this woman was a pioneer, and the fact that in history she is not known, I mean, we know why she's not known, of course, but I think I was so amazed the fact that while reading this book, I kept on having to tell myself, this is a real woman, a real Black woman that owned property. you know, that's just unheard of, and she was able to do that and be successful with it. Next is a series that I am still reading. Almost done with it. It is the Bergman Brothers series. I've been talking about this. So I read 3 of them this month, and I've told you guys about these. I love these because they are categorized as romance, but they have a disability rep. So every story, you're going to deal with someone that has a disability. Also to it is the Bergman brothers and sisters, so every sibling has a book. I love that. Next is another historical fiction book, and I cannot wait until the sequel comes out in November, and it is The Davenports by Crystal Marcus. I love this so much. Funny thing is, my sister also read this. She was listening to it, and I started it, and I told her, I said, you are gonna love The Davenports. It kind of gives you like a Gilded Age, Peggy type, dynamic and vibe. And she was like, oh, I already love it. And we talked about it last time I saw her. We are both excited about the, sequel. Also, too, this book has been optioned for television, so I can't wait to see how they're going to do this. I love this so much. Again, Black excellence, Black wealth. I love that displayed because I don't think we get enough of that, and she did a fantastic job. Okay, and then lastly, y'all, this author, okay, I finally read some Kennedy Ryan. And I have read Kennedy Ryan before, but I only read, it was like a short novella. And I realized when I had listened to that, I think it was called Coming Home, I said, you know what? I do think I'm going to like her writing. And y'all know for the past like almost 2 months, I've been on this romance kick. Now it's done. I'm done with romance for right now. I need a contemporary fiction book. But her books, I would have to say, although they're categorized as romance, I did get a good amount of like women's fiction, okay? Because her books are not typical romance books. She's gonna give you that happy ending, but oh, you go deal with a lot of stuff, okay, before the happy ending. And we dealt with a lot of stuff. So first, I finally wanted to read Before I Let Go. And I really like this. I give this 4.5 stars. I do see what the hype was about. Again, I told you guys in the vlog that I did of reading both of these books, the Skyland book series, that I don't like to read books when the hype is on high, because I don't know, it lightweight kind of bothers me, okay? So I was like, I want to read this way after, and I did, because this book came out in 2022. But it was worth the hype. I really did like this. And then after, I said, you know what? I have to read the sequel to it. I would have to say, y'all, I did like this one a little bit better. I gave this one a 5 star. I gave this one a 4.5. But this one, I have to say, I like this could be a tiny bit better. I love Soledad's journey. I love her as a person. I love the way that the author depicted single Black fatherhood, also single Black motherhood. I like the way she depicted autism. I mean, this was just a win. I cannot wait until Hendrix's story comes up. At first, I was telling you guys, I thought that Hendrix was my favorite. Soledad is my favorite. And again, I can't wait to see what they're going to do for the series, because this has been optioned for television. And then lastly, I ended up reading her Hoop series. I listened to the first one, Long Shot, which, oh Lord, that was a lot, okay? Because it's dealing with domestic violence, and the way that he did that, girl. Oh, Iris suffered like nobody's business. Of course, after listening to that one, I said, you know what? I want to get the physical copies, which I am going to get Long Shot just to have. But I end up reading both of these, and I end up physically reading both of these. I would say, I think Hookshot was probably my second favorite, because it's dealing with Iris's cousin Lotus, and we see a little bit of Lotus in Long Shot. And I like Keenan. And then this one, Block Shot, this was what Jared and what's that girl's name, Banner story. This one kind of was like my least favorite. Yeah, this one is, I would say, it's highly sexual. The stuff that they do, oh Lord, it's it's a lot. So, but I really did enjoy this series. Like I said, I am going to get Long Shot in physical form, because I really did enjoy this series. I think the next series I do want to read by her, which is, again, I'm taking a little break from romance, but I do think I want to read the, is it the Grip series or something like that? Yeah. So yeah, guys, that is it when it came to the books. Again, read a lot, really enjoyed my reading for the month of July. Okay, let's get into movies. I only watched one movie month of July, and I had never even heard of this movie, and I saw it on, I think I saw a clip, not even a clip, I saw a poster on Instagram, and it's called The Good Son, and it's with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Woods. Is that his name? Yeah. And I watched the trailer and I said, "Oh, I wanna see this." That movie, it was good. It was good. It's a one and done. I don't need to see it anymore. I did. It was a little flat for me, but I would have to say what won me over. Those two boys can act, and the fact that they did that while they were children. And then on top of that, I had never seen Macaulay Culkin in a villain type of role, okay? Because he just don't play that. But that boy, he could act, okay? He could act. And then I was so surprised by Elijah Woods, because the only thing I know about Elijah Woods is Lord of the Rings, okay? I didn't know that he had been acting that long. But they played those characters, and you have a young man, I forgot the boy's name, Lord. They are cousins, I believe. Are they cousins? I think they are. But the character that's played by Elijah Woods, his mother was sick. She had cancer. She passed away. He's the only child. And his father's like, you know what? I need to go on this business trip. I'm going to be back, in like a week or something like that, a week or 2 weeks. I want you to stay with, your aunt and uncle. And they have 2 children. They have a daughter and a son. And you meet Macaulay Culkin's character. And he's a sociopath. He likes to, when he goes out to play, he, kill birds and hurt dogs. He just does off stuff, okay? And you can tell his mind not all the way there. But something happened with a younger sibling of his, and the family's still dealing with that. And it unfolds. But Elijah Wood's character is trying to tell his mama and daddy, especially his mama, something's kind of wrong with him, and she don't believe him. The reason why I say it was flat, because it was kind of like, okay, that's all that happened. Like, I would, towards the end, I would want to know a little bit more. Like, what happened to Macaulay Culkin's family, and then also what happened to Elijah Woods and his father. Like, it was, I needed a little bit of a backstory, okay? I needed a epilogue or something. Macaulay Culkin's character, he was a mess. So yeah, that was the only thing I watched for July. And lastly, for music, I got a vinyl, but I came across a young lady named Leia, I believe. She is an independent artist. She's straight R&B. Now they be mixing pop and R&B together. The songs that I've been liking of hers is Ain't Sad About It. I think that's a new song that just came out. And then I like her version of Missy Elliott's Suck It To Me. But that song Ain't Sad About It, it gives you a 90s feel. It kind of gives you like a Monica. Y'all know Monica. It gives you that type of feel, and she can really sing. She's back to like 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, she's really good. And then lastly, album that I listened to, I'm so excited to have this. My sister brought it for me. It is Selena. I know us black people, we love Selena. I adore Selena. I can't pronounce none of these words, okay? But when I tell you, I be humming along with them and be not pronouncing them right, okay? But this just came out this year. Target, it's like a limited edition through Target. And my sister bought this for me. I think this is like $35. Pretty. And then look. Isn't that pretty? It came out, it says what? 30 years ago. Oh Lord, I'm older than this album. It's on my record player now. The vinyl is pink. So pretty. So yeah, I listened to this over and over again. Like I said, was humming and singing along. So yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to this video. Again, I had a really good month. I read a lot. Like I said, this is the most I've ever read in a whole month, and enjoyed every minute of it. Honestly did. Yeah, guys, that's all I have for you. I'll be back with more Black Books. Bye.